All right, so before we move on, I want to go back. Did the person for public comment, have they come on yet? Okay. If it's all right with the board, let's go ahead and go back to that and we'll go into public comment now.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, and dear members of the Professional Standards Teacher Education Board. My name is Baines, and I am here today as a parent advocating for urgent reform in Maryland's special education system. My 12-year-old son, Dean, has an IEP and previously had a BIP, a behavior intervention plan. However, we recently discovered that his elementary school failed to properly document his BIP in Maryland's IEP online system by not activating the required toggle button. As a result, I am now in the process of securing an independent educational evaluation, IEE, functional behavior assessment, FBA, and an IEE occupational therapy, OT evaluation to create a new accurate BIP based on real data. Our experience highlights systemic gaps in compliance, accountability, and the support provided to students with disabilities. Despite the school implementing a daily tracker for Dean, I am the only one comprehensively reviewing and analyzing the data to inform meaningful interventions. These failures have been compounded by instances of retaliation, including a PGCPS compliance supervisor informing Kennedy Kringer that PGCPS is no longer a vendor, leading to a cancellation on November 7th of Dean's IEEOT evaluation and further delaying essential services. In September, the school's counselor suggested to Dean that I remove his IEP so he could join classes with his friends, directly contradicting his documented needs and undermining his progress. Inconsistent implementation of his BIP and IEP has led to escalated behaviors. This summer, Dean eloped from home for the first time as a behavior triggered by frustration with a poorly executed extended school year program. These systemic issues have left my family in a continuous battle to secure the appropriate supports for my son that my son is entitled to by law. Dean has endured emotional distress, learning disruptions, and a lack of trust in the adults responsible for his care. I have faced undue stress and retaliation for advocating for my child's legally protected rights. These actions erode trust between families and schools and fail to create supportive environments for students. To address these critical issues, I urge the PSTEB to 1, mandate comprehensive training for educators and administrators on special education law, including IEP, BIP compliance, and parental rights. Establish oversight mechanisms to investigate and address retaliation complaints while holding schools accountable. Require annual reviews of IEPs, BIPs, implementation to ensure compliance, accurate documentation in Maryland IEP online, and effective use of tools like daily trackers. Hold staff accountable for inappropriate recommendations, such as suggesting the removal of IEPs without consideration of the student's documented needs. My family's experience underscores the urgent need for reform. Students like Dean deserve consistent, data-driven support, and parents must be able to advocate without fear of retaliation or systemic failure. I urge the board to take decisive action to address these gaps, fostering accountability, collaboration, and trust in Maryland schools. Thank you for your time and commitment to improving special education policies. Thank you.
All right, and thank you very much for joining us today. Generally with public comment, there isn't a session of question and answer and so forth, but we do appreciate the comment. And if you would like to submit your comments in writing so we can review it further, that's excellent. We would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us today.